guys, it's me, Talia Arisa Gibson. You can call me Tag for short, and welcome to my channel.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Today I have KFC. So this is my first time actually trying the spicy chicken sandwich, and I decided to just give it a try today. I don't know why, just did. Super late, but hey, I really don't eat at KFC that much. Like, I don't really care too much for like getting their bone-in chicken and stuff like that, but I do like their chicken fingers every so often. But I hadn't tried this spicy chicken sandwich, so yeah. I also have some mashed potatoes and coleslaw. I was gonna get mac and cheese, but they didn't have it. And then some french fries. I'm gonna say a prayer and we can get started. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for my viewers. Ask that you be with them, keep them happy, healthy, and safe. In your name I pray, amen. Amen. So I also have a iced peach nectarine one. I haven't tried this one yet, so let's see how that is. Whew. Let's see. It's okay. I like the kiwi strawberry the best so far. So I'm gonna this is the jalapeno ketchup. So okay, so let's get into this. What's on here? So whatever that spicy seasoning is, and then more sauce, and then just pickles. So pretty basic. Let's give it a try. Not so spicy right now. Whoa. I'm not really getting the spicy. I mean, a little bit, but who knows? Some mashed potatoes. I'm not a big coleslaw person, but their coleslaw is decent. Like, they have pretty good coleslaw. A fry. I think more of the sauce got on the back. And some of the pickles around are all on the back. So how y'all doing? Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you had a good week. I actually don't go into work tomorrow. Because of the weather. Today they were having ice on the roads. The temperature dropped down to 27. Just 3 days ago. It was like 82 degrees. And today, $27, $28. When I came out from work today, my windows on my car were frozen with ice. I had to let my car defrost before I could leave to come home. And of course, we were hearing about accidents because people don't know how to drive when it rains or gets ice on the freeways. Got to be a little more cautious. But the weather out here in the Dallas area can be unpredictable. Like, you really have to check the forecast here. Because you could look at just that day and it's like 80. But then like a day later, 2 days later, all the way down. So you got to bring like clothes for hot and clothes for cold. Depending on when you come. So guys, I've been watching Love is Blind on Netflix. And I didn't want to start watching it because I haven't really been watching like any series, because what happens is you watch one episode, then you want to watch the next one. Then you want to watch the next one. And the next thing you know, you've been sitting in front of the TV for 3 hours. And I try not to do that. Because hold on. I try not to do that because then you don't get other things done. So, because like I can't edit like videos for my YouTube channel. I can't edit and watch TV. Because I don't want to miss anything if I'm watching a show that I like. Now, if I just have the TV on, just to have like background noise or something, that's different, but But Love is Blind, this is the second season. I watched the first season and I loved the first season. I know one couple, they're still together. I can't think of their names right now, but I follow them on Instagram. I can't think of their names right now. They have a really like good relationship from the first season. And I love that they didn't let that get in the way. Because I always say, whoever you fall in love with, as long as that's the person for you, no matter what they look like, where they're from, but there are people that get on there too and you're like wondering their motive, like are they just trying to be on TV? Because you have those people too. But this season, I'm enjoying it too. But I was gonna ask you guys, what do you feel about this part? So you might want to stop now if you haven't watched Love is Blind, because I'm about to talk about this part. So I'm giving you a chance to stop watching. All right, if you're still here, I warned you. So there's a guy, his name is Jared. So you have the women's living quarter and you have the men's living quarters. The way it works is they go on dates with each other, the women and the men. And they cannot see each other. So they go into these, what they call the pods, And it's very cozy. The women, they're on this side and the men are on that side. But when you go into this pod, it's just you, one woman on your side and one man on that side. And the only people that can hear you are each other. And of course the cameras and stuff. And so they're talking to each other, asking questions, getting to know each other just based on what you say. Like, you can't see each other at all. Now, I will say, because, you know, with Love is Blind, like, you can't see the person, so you don't know what their race is, or you don't know what they look like. You don't know if they have a disability or something like that. You don't know, like a physical disability. You don't know. Now, if you want to ask somebody what race they are, you can, but a lot of times they don't, because they're just trying to get to know each other. Because that's the point of it, really, is not focusing on those things, but really trying to get to know each other. But I will say, you can kind of tell sometimes based on people's voices, and sometimes you can't. So, this guy named Jared, he started developing a relationship with two women. I believe one, her name is Ayana, and the other is Mallory. And he had really good conversations and really kind of went deep with both women. And he started developing even more feelings for Mallory. So when it got time to him thinking about like who he would want to propose to, because on the show, you only get to see each other if you propose and the person says yes. Then I think like the following day you get to meet each other, and then you go back or wherever you go until everyone's matched, and or all the couples that would be are matched. And so he got to a point where he was ready to propose, and he actually asked Mallory if he were to propose, would she say yes, or something like that. He didn't like just directly say, will you marry me, type of thing. So she starts crying because Mallory was also talking to another guy that she had developed a good bond with named Sal. So she actually told Jared that she had developed more of a connection with Sal. And when I tell you that it was crazy, because Jared, he's this big, kind of like athletic looking, strong guy. He broke down when he got back to the living quarters with the other guys. He actually really started crying because he thought that they had such a good connection and that she would have said, yes, I would marry you. And she did not. So he was hurt over that. And so Mallory ended up actually saying yes to Sal. Now the thing is, when Sal and Mallory met, there was some look of unsurety because he wasn't really her type physically. I guess what she would normally date. And so you could see the apprehension in her face, basically. But she had a connection, like an emotional connection with him. But you could just tell, like, she was kind of like, And so I think there was a point she did mention in her, like, interview in their camera confessionals or whatever, that she wasn't fully attracted to him initially. So that was interesting. So then the boys were kind of talking to Jared in the house, and like they were like, well, you had a really strong connection with another girl, and I believe her name's like Ayana. I hope I'm not messing up her name. But and he agreed, and he really did have a good connection with her too. So it gets down to the point where he goes back into the pods for his date with Ayana, and he tells her what happened. And he was open and honest about that part. So I was definitely impressed with that because he didn't have to be straightforward and say that. But it really caused some concern for Ayana. She ended up walking out of the pod, and I thought she was gonna leave. I didn't know what was gonna happen. So then eventually they met back up again, and he told her that he really cared about her and that he was really going back and forth between the two. And it came down to where he actually asked her to marry him. And so it's crazy because as the show continues, you can see that Ayana is not fully over that, because I think in the back of her mind, she's still thinking like, I was second choice. Like, what would have happened if Mallory would have said, if you proposed to me, yes, I would say yes? Would he have gone with Mallory? Because it seemed like that's where he was heading. Because why did he say that to Mallory unless he was thinking about marriage with her? So it's interesting because they seem to have a really good bond. But what would you do in that situation? Like, would you be okay with someone kind of being rejected and then they're coming to you and then wanting to be with you after that rejection? I don't know. That's hard. I think that would be hard for me to swallow. I guess maybe that's the point of that kind of show, that you might bond with more than one person, and so you kind of have to shoot your shot with whoever you kind of have a little more of a connection to. But I will say it did seem like he did have good connections with both of them. So I see what he was saying with that, but I think that would be really hard as a woman to know, like, he actually went to this other person first. And if she would have said yes, he probably would have been with her. He only came to me second. And so I don't know, that's hard. But I guess maybe in that setting, it's to be expected or whatever. But let me know if you've watched that show, Love is Blind, and let me know what you think of it. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and always hit that bell notification so you'll know when I post. Until next time, bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.